Photo, Barry Christianson, GroundUp, file photo. Taxi bosses in Cape Town say voice note warnings of taxi violence are not from them, but from people trying to cause chaos as taxi operators focus on a truce to end the recent shootings. Those are false and created by people who want to create chaos and panic for their own selfish ends, the Congress of Democratic Taxi Associations, Codeta, and the Cape Amalgamated Taxi Association, Cata, said in a joint statement. Our voice to the community is that they must come back to the ranks now. This problem is over, Codeta spokesperson Bisethu Dungane told News 24 on Wednesday. We have found a settlement between Cata and Codeta, he said, as commuters worry after at least 10 people were killed in apparent battle over routes over the past few weeks. Those killed include the chairperson of the Delft Taxi Association, Nazim Daniels, who was shot on Monday, May 21. We are still addressing underlying reasons relating to Delft and Winburg, and have reached a common goal regarding joint operations, to not put unnecessary risk to commuters and operators, said Dungane. Cata spokesperson and Sayamo confirmed that the two operator organizations would work together to keep commuters safe. They are going to operate peacefully, said Sayamo. All agreed that the conflict has ended, in a joint statement posted on Cata's Facebook page on Wednesday, but dated Tuesday. The two organizations said, "Today we as African National Congress, SA Communist Party, SA National Civics Organization, Codeta and Cata met and all agreed that the conflict has ended and the two associations are in engagements to find a long-lasting solution. We also agreed that Western Cape Department of Transport is failing the taxi industry dismally. The threats to close taxi ranks is not welcomed, and is a form of cowardice by the department. This approach has racial undertones and seeks to undermine the taxi industry, since it is black-owned." This followed a special notice in the Government Gazette on May 22, the day after Daniels was killed. In the notice, MacDonald Grant stated, "It is our view that the situation in Delft has deteriorated to such an extent that the safety of passengers can no longer be guaranteed." Grant's notice was in terms of Section 91 of the National Land Transport Act. The notice reads in part, "After consultation with the relevant planning authority, in this case the City of Cape Town, I have decided to declare the Delft area as high risk in respect of taxi violence. I am hereby giving notice of my intention to take one or more or all of the actions listed below. Issue over longer routes to CBD. These included closing ranks and routes for minibus taxi services because of the violence, and other alleged attempts to ply some routes illegally." The closing date for public comment was Friday, May 25. "The way he operates, we will not accept that," said Dungane. He seeks public opinion. "The question is, does he know our opinion?" Dungane told News 24, "We are not in a position to support the Government Gazette. At the same time, we are not supporting that there must be any loss of life in any areas." He said that any breaches of operating permits, or attempts to violate route agreements, had to be policed by the City of Cape Town's Law Enforcement Unit. ANC spokesperson for the Cape Metro area Kaya Yosi said the issue was extremely complex, and appeared to turn on arguments over the longer routes to the CBD, which make more money. Said the ANC, SACP and Senko had tried to help, with NC leader in the region, Shalani Sodish, also assisting with a meeting held last Saturday. Mediation process set up. An issue still stewing for operators is the issue of high penalties for impounded taxis, because without the use of the taxis, vehicle payment installments cannot be raised and operators can go out of business. Yosi said the attempts to cut the new taxi routes were not related to the recent bus strike, which left commuters seeking alternative transport. Grant's spokesperson Saifegiel Dube said the MEC had met operators twice last week, contrary to claims that he had not spoken to them. He said Grant had also set up hearings at the Registrar for Public Transport over complaints, although it was not attended by him, and had arranged for mediation. He had not decided yet whether to close the routes, as proposed in the Government Gazette. A decision has yet to be taken. Minister Grant will only make a decision once the Section 7A-20 of the Western Cape Road Transportation Act Amendment Law hearings have been concluded. A decision will also take into account the comments received following the publication of the Section 91 notice. He said mediation had been set up in Belleville. Source: News 24.